ladies and gentlemen. We are excited to be speaking to you once again. Welcome to the Savor Youth Podcast. My name is Caroline Bridges and I am with
Paulo Senyonga.
We are so delighted to be having these conversations with you, and thank you so much for the wonderful comments and replies we got from our previous videos. So today we are here to celebrate the Senior 6 results for all those that received their results. We say congratulations to everyone who passed, and we remind everyone who didn't get their expected results that it is not the end of the world. We chose our topic for today basing on that, and we are going to be talking everything career guidance, and you are going to be amazed. Senyoga Paulo, how have you been?
I've been well, and I'm also excited, and of course, congratulations to our Senior 6 candidates. Are they still candidates?
They are now vacists.
Yeah, they are yet to become passers.
So we have a lot of young people that are in the dilemma to choose what to do. The results are out, but then they are wondering what they can do about which course to choose, which institutions to join, which opportunities to take or to decline. And this is why we are here to guide you. Remember, we are Savor Youth, and we would like you to go on all our social media platforms and follow us and follow for very good content like this. So, Mr. Senyonga, how can young people identify their strength and passion in the era where they are uncertain about their future?
Young people can identify their passion and strength through compliments from acquaintances and the people they hang around with. If you are a young person out there, and every time you have stood up to speak, every time you have stood up to sing, every time you have gone out there to play football, you have got consistent compliments of how good you are, of how outstanding you are, how special you are at a particular thing. It's a time for you to rethink about that particular thing. It could be something that you need to explore more. It could be something that harbors your passion. The other way for you to identify your strength and weakness is looking at something that you do and time passes without you realizing. You could be an obsessive reader. You start reading at 10 a.m. and before you know it, it is 3 p.m. You don't realize that it is actually 3 p.m. You do it effortlessly. You do it with passion. You do it with love. It could be pointing at something that you can actually be very good at. People that actually love doing particular tasks, the particular tasks that they enjoy doing point at what they love most. And actually some tasks are personality tailored. There are people that love detail. People that would love to know the nitty-gritties of literally everything that happens around them. Those people are people we call the melancholies. The melancholies that love detail, they have tailored career paths to their personalities. People that love detail are best suited for courses like accounting and finance because they love detail. They can make good auditors. They can make good police officers, especially in the areas of investigation. So considering a career in one of those areas would be a very good thing for them. The other way for someone to discover their passion, talent, and ability is through self-reflection. By the time you sit your Senior 6, you are mature enough to sit back and think about what you have been doing well over the last 18 years of your life, over the last 19 years of your life. Understand many vacancies are now 20 years, 19, 21. It's high time you sat down and thought about the previous years, your primary section. What stood out? What were the compliments? What were the comments about the people that you used to meet? What are those things that you feel you love? What are those things that you feel you can do without being paid? However, I have a disclaimer right there. You know, every time people talk about passion, they have a tendency of thinking that when you are doing your passion, you don't need to be paid. I don't agree with that. Because if you're financially distressed, you cannot be creative enough and innovative enough to develop and grow your passion effectively. So, as a young person, find something that intersects both passion and earning a living. Because not so many young people are now able to chase passion without finding food. But if you are privileged enough and you can find your basic needs without a lot of hassle, then it's high time for you to seek your passion.
So just right there,
Yes.
we see most of the people that are very talented, like the artists, and they're living from their talent and passion. Then out there are people that are in the dilemma of choosing between passion and the practical career path. What advice would you give to someone like that?
Looking at the average young person that comes from a middle-income family or a low-income family, number one is, much as you're passionate about, let me say, music, this might not be the best time for you to focus solely on music. But like I said, you can always find something that intersects both your career interest and your passion. Here, I can take an example of someone that is really good at music. You may consider training students in schools while pursuing
Your other career.
your other career.
Okay.
You are earning, but as well, you go and practice what you are training the students.
Interesting.
So find an intersection.
So I've realized that you have a career that is both in line with your passion and then the other life. Can you share your personal story about how you discovered your passion?
It is not different from what I've shared. And this is the difference that we have from motivational speakers. Just for the record, on our pages, you will not find a motivational speaker anywhere. We speak experience, we speak what we have seen, we speak what is practical.
Yeah, sure.
And it is not different. In my senior 3, I was booked by the senior 4s to MC their leavers party. And it's not because they had seen me speak anywhere. It is not because they had seen me do anything anywhere. But because of my interactions with several other young people, fellow students, just out of the blue, one Moses Kavoyo, he works somewhere at Nassau Road now, reached out and told me, you know that you must be our MC when our leavers party comes. I said, why? I've not held a microphone before. Why do you think I'm the best person to go there? He told me, no, we are very sure. When I actually brought your name to the table, no one objected. So you will come and you will speak. And like the motivational speakers always say, that was the turning point. I never looked back. I ended up showing up every Sunday in Scripture Union because that's the only time I would get to actually speak, to actually be out there in public. And when I was doing the emceeing for that prom party, it was so effortless. I wasn't putting in any work. I used to throw a few words here and there, and the crowd was entertained. I wasn't forcing nothing. And guess what? Later on, I considered going into leadership. Not because I wanted to be a leader, but because I wanted to get an opportunity to be speaking every week on assembly. So, and I used to take part in every other activity that involved me being out there. And with a lot of humility, I can look you straight in the eye and say, since my senior 3, the schools I was at, every student in the school used to know me. From senior 1 to senior 6. They knew that Paulo exists, he's stubborn, he's this kind of person. So for the young person out there, in school and out of school, you could pick a leaf from what I've shared. And when I got out of school to campus, same trajectory. I joined clubs. I was part of presentations. Not because I knew what to discuss, but the end in mind was, the more I practice the art of speaking, the art of being in public, I'll grow into the person that someone once told me that I would be good at.
So you shared about how to intersect the two, passion and then the career. So I am wondering if you have earned from the passion or you are only earning from the career.
Oh, just for the record, I don't speak for free. Yeah, I don't do free things. However, through the organization, we offer some pro bono services. But I no longer go and speak at weddings free of charge. I don't do counseling free of charge. I don't do public speaking trainings free of charge. We now earn. And it intersects directly in my social work profession as a social worker, as a counselor, as a therapist. I earn from what I'm doing today, speaking.
So do not be there and hesitate to start. So there is a lot of transformation when it comes to career paths. A lot of people lately do work from home, others go to offices, others are doing vocational kind of work. So everyone is trying to hustle to make a living, and we are here to guide you at this time where you are choosing that path. So there are a lot of things that people do. There are lots of paths that people can take. What are some of the richest or the best career paths that young people can take on lately?
Lately, there are quite a number of these. Everything is a bit of evolving, and there are so many opportunities for us as young people. There's what we call cyber security, because the world is more digital of late. There's what we call software development, where young people can sit at the back of their computers and begin developing solutions, digital solutions. Talk about mobile apps, developing mobile apps for specific places, for specific services. That is almost a virgin field here in the country. Much as we have so many people that claim to be doing these, but we do not have dedicated young people. Skilled young people. And guess what? The skill that you need to develop some of these skills can be got at the back of your computer, on your phone. Very many businesses lack websites. That is almost a virgin field. And reaching out to a company and telling them that you can design a good website for them, many companies will be willing to pay for that. When we go to the medical field, we are now transforming into what we call telemedicine, where you don't have to go out there and buy medicine yourself. You don't have to visit a clinic
and sit in the queue.
Exactly. You can basically sit down, call and order. You can discuss your signs and symptoms with a doctor. And also the doctors are also embracing this more, and they can afford to go and visit the patients where they are when the patient orders from their phone. So for the health facilities, for people that want to venture into the health sector, this is something that you could consider as well. Then of course, content creation. It's unfortunate that so many young people that do content do not earn from it. They get the views, They get the likes, they get the comments, but they don't get a chance to earn from it.
True.
So how about you as a young person? Go out there and take time and see how you can earn from these platforms that young people are on, and they spend time binge watching. Little do they know that they can actually earn from these. Talk about TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook inclusive. You can actually earn from each of these platforms. But have you taken time to go and read about how you can earn from these? However, if you're to earn from them, you have to be consistent. Then the other career fields that you can actually venture into. You can venture into film. You don't have to be developing mobile apps like I said that help people access services. You can go and develop games. If you are into reading, if you are into the lives of others, if you feel for others and you have a high level of empathy, you could consider life coaching. You can consider consulting on what you have mastered. Don't call yourself a consultant until you are really good at it. So basically, that is what I can say when it comes to the career fields that young people can venture into today.
All right, and as you choose your career path, we suggest that you perfect whatever skill you try to earn, so that when they are looking for a particular personnel, you are chosen. So you have talked about the different rich and fresh fields that young people can venture in, but preparation is very, very key. How can young people stay adaptable and attain the skills they need in their career?
Now, for young people to stay adaptable, this is what we call timeless skills. Whether technology is here, whether it is not here, they are timeless, profitable skills that are going to be always income generating. Number one and most important of all is communication. Your ability to articulate whatever you want to tell people in a manner that makes them listen and appreciate it is so valuable. If, however good you may be, if you are not able to communicate effectively, if you're not able to articulate your value, if you're not able to articulate your concerns, you are going to go through a very tough time, however gifted you are. And what is a gift without communication? It's nothing. You must be able to communicate both verbally and non-verbally. And remember this on communication. At all times, you are always communicating. Whether you are saying a word, whether you are active on social media, whether you're not active, you are communicating. So communication is very important. Number two is critical thinking. Your ability to think beyond AI. AI is not going to replace the human ability to think. There are matters, especially now for us in this field of counseling and therapy. You can't rely on AI. You must look at situations and analyze accordingly and give feedback. So critical thinking is very important. There is a common phrase of thinking outside the box that I don't agree with as well. Don't think outside the box. Think without the box. Think without the box. Think without confines. Think without boundaries. Think without thinking about your geographical location. If you are in school, think without looking at the school you are in. Think beyond the school. Think beyond your workplace. These are skills that are going to take you further. Then keep learning. Don't stop learning if you're going to be able to take on the opportunities that are yet to come. Always be a learner. Be able to learn new things. Go to workshops if you have time. There are so many free workshops for ministries and government departments out there. So many organizations organize conferences free of charge. Go there, learn a new thing. Your brain is elastic, it has no limit to what it can accommodate. Go learn, fill your brain with new things. And that way, no amount of technology will leave you behind. It doesn't hurt to learn a few things to do with tech. Talk about coding. Go learn about JavaScript, Python. A few coding languages here and there do not hurt.
Okay, so when you learn or when you acquire the skills, we hope you apply that knowledge to your day-to-day life. In today's digital world, personal branding is very important, and this is something that cannot be done overnight. Why is it very important for someone to have a personal brand?
Whether you know it or not, you have a personal brand. But the difference is you either have a weak personal brand or a strong personal brand. People's perception about what you do and what you are able to do and what you are is your personal brand. So it is very important that you build a personal brand, especially if you want to do anything meaningful. If you want to be part of anything meaningful, building a personal brand is a no-brainer for you. It is important because it helps you build credibility and influence. You are bankable. With a strong personal brand, people can rely on what you say.
Sure.
People can literally take your word to the bank. Did you know that we have people who get loans from banks before signing any document?
Yes.
And they get billions of money from the bank. So, how bankable is your word? That speaks to your personal brand. How many people can trust you with a property, with something valuable, with cash, without rethinking? You know, the best way to assess how strong your personal brand is, try looking for an emergency fund of an amount that you think about. The number of phone calls you will make speak to your personal brand. Because in the first place, if you're always on the lookout, if you're always on the emergency side of life, that should also tell you that you have an issue to work on. Number two, why building a personal brand is important. It helps you create a network of like minds.
Sure.
If you set out as a public speaker, you attract fellow public speakers to your life. If you set out as a poet, you attract poets to you. You set out as a producer, you have more producers around you. Depending on how you have branded yourself.
The Baganda have a saying
That
Mbolira
Goitana ye kobulire empisa zo babyonyumya.
translated as
Tell me, no, is it parts of the same feathers flock together? Yeah. And that way, it feeds into your income sources. Because if you are an MC and you hang around fellow MCs, they reach a time and they have so many bookings and they feed you in. Before you know it, you're earning.
So I know that so many young people, when they hear about a personal brand, they might confuse it with fame. They might not know what the steps are to become a real brand. So what are some of the steps that young people can follow while building their personal brand?
I'll start right there. You actually don't need to be famous to have a strong personal brand. But these are the steps that you can take for you to build your personal brand. Number one, before you think about going out there, before you think about creating a page, before you think about creating an X account, a Facebook account, ask yourself what you want to be known for. Don't wake up and open up a TikTok account and it's just there. Ask yourself what you want to be known for. And what you want to be known for should be in line with the content that you upload on your social media. It should be in line with how you show up
To different events.
Yes. If you want to be known as a musician, you have no business showing up in black suits all the time.
Showing up as a lawyer.
Showing up as a lawyer. Don't confuse us. You know, appearances play a vital role
Speak non
in branding. And by the way, the non-verbal always speaks more than the verbal. So, depending on what you want to be known for, dress appropriately, speak appropriately, be in appropriate spaces. Imagine a head teacher that never leaves the bar. Imagine a head teacher that is always in music studios. What are they? What are they? They probably have a weak brand. They actually have no brand. You get me? Step number 2 is for you that has already created your social media account. Clean it up. Delete those posts where you were out there eating chicken and you probably wrote a very long post involving so many words to do with songs and what have you, commenting on so many irrelevant stuff that don't fit into what you want to be known for. If you're a chef and you one time posted a food, that is very fantastic. But as someone that is looking forward to building a personal brand that is strong and sustainable, you have no business posting food. You have no business posting yourself half naked swimming. And also, as you go out there, mind about who puts you on camera. Mind about who's taking pictures. Because we may perceive you as a very religious person, as a very good reverend, and before we know it, you are at a swimming pool holding someone. It could be your wife, but you have no time to do that research. So be careful about where you hang out. Then, most importantly, in building a personal brand, be consistent. Be consistent. If you have chosen to be posting twice a week, please do that. If you are doing it every Monday and Tuesday, do that. If you are doing it once a week, be consistent. Because that is where you build trust. Consistency builds trust. Inconsistency drives people away.
So you have talked about that and you talked about social media. So I am wondering what the do's and don'ts are when someone is building an online presence.
As you build your online presence, let me start with the don'ts. Don't get political and don't do offensive jokes.
Sure.
Unless you are building a brand as a politician, unless you are building a brand as a social issues analyst, you have no business telling us your political views. Especially on social media, because it writes for you what we call a digital imprint, what we know you as. Number 2, don't fake expertise. You have no business writing on your bio on X or on your profile on Facebook as an international actress, yet you do not even have a national ID. So be real. Don't fake expertise. Don't call yourself a therapist, yet you cannot even spell the word therapy. So speak about, write about what you have done only. Now, there is a temptation for many people to go into the fake it till you make it. It is not effective here. Why? It is very possible for you to write about yourself as a very good addiction therapist, and before you know it, someone has been battling with an addiction for 10 years, and they reach out to you for help, and you begin smiling. You begin calling others to help you. So write about what you are actually doing. And still on the same issue, don't over promote yourself. Let your work do the noise. Let testimonials speak for you. Offer value first before focusing on promoting yourself. Now, these are the do's, what you should do while on social media. Engage with your audience through comments. Reply to what they have to say. Number 2, showcase what you are doing. At all times, tell people about what you are up to. And also, don't have one digital platform. Don't be on Facebook alone. You may miss out on people that are on TikTok. Similarly, don't be on TikTok alone. You may miss out on people that are on X, formerly Twitter. Be on Instagram. As a professional, you may consider having a LinkedIn account. And above all, on your digital platforms, be present and be consistent. Also, don't forget to be authentic.
Please remember to be authentic, like he has said, and that way you will have to appeal to a particular kind of audience. It is very important that you remember which audience you are appealing to, so that whatever you are doing on your socials can be suitable to them. There is an interest saying by the Baganda that goes agali awamu gegalume nyama, and when it comes to career, you can't do everything independently, otherwise we would be staying in our houses and not doing anything about doing research or getting knowledge. You have to be in position to network with different people. How important is it for a young person to do networking?
Networking is a double-edged sword in cutting barriers to lack of opportunities. It is a double-edged sword. By this I mean it cuts barriers either way. It gets you where you may be undeserving but qualified to be. You know, people think that networking negates the role of qualifications. That's not true. But it helps you when you're still undeserving to actually step into some spaces. So many opportunities come from who you know. You know, there are so many talents in the grave because they lacked someone that would recognize their talent and introduce them to the right platform. And all platforms are managed by people.
Sure.
So how you behave and how you tap into the network around you plays a very vital role in your success. My mentor, Andrew, tells me that the next amount of money, the next opportunity, the next whatever good thing you are going to get, however prayerful, however non-prayerful you are, is going to come from a human being. So your relationship and how you cultivate through the network around you is very important.
So people talk about networking, and sometimes we see young people end up doing mistakes while networking. What are some of the commonest mistakes that young people do while networking?
The major mistake that I've seen in my experience is that young people ask too early before establishing the connection.
Very true.
Having a network without connection is similar to having no network. So your ability to connect fast with the people that you want to get something from is very important, because when you establish the connection, you tap into the benefit of networking. So establishing the connection, and the best way to establish the connection is by offering value first. Some young people fail to find their little addition, and they think they will only seek the addition from others. As a young person, you have a lot to offer to the seemingly senior, from helping them navigate their phones to helping them put their seat in the right direction. That is not simping. That is not degrading yourself. It is being human and acknowledging that there is someone that is better than me, older than me. It is being respectful. So find your special add to any network that you are going to be part of, and you will see the magic.
So you've talked about the mistakes that people do while networking, and I guess that people are going to avoid them. Now, there are people who are introverts, people who don't talk a lot, and they are wondering how best they can network.
It is very easy. Networking is very easy. Networking is not for the extroverts. It is for everyone. As long as you're human, you are supposed to be networking. Because after all, you are a social being as a human being. So, one of the ways that you can actually do the networking is by joining a social club. Join a social club. Join a professional organization. And the beauty about social clubs and professional organizations is that they organize periodic meetings. Say weekly, say monthly, say quarterly. And you have an opportunity to go out there and meet new people. And even when you're an introvert, these social clubs and professional organizations have a tendency of reaching out to the people that have actually come. There's always someone that is on the lookout on who is here, what do they do, what are they good at. So go out, reach out, step out of your comfort zone. You know, a very good friend of mine, Simio Sevokulu, said just recently that growth exists out of your comfort zone. So step out a bit. Now, the other step is being polite as you go to the networking events. Be polite as you are out there. But even more importantly, stay professional. Avoid controversial topics. Avoid digging deep into religion on the first day or on your first 3 days. Don't talk about religion, don't talk about tribes, don't talk about
Politics.
gender, don't talk about politics. So stay professional. Stay in tune with what is happening. Don't try to be a master at your first appearance.
We cannot talk about career guidance, and we don't talk about the financial bit. So we as young people have a lot of habits that are both good and bad. What are some of the good financial habits that every young person should have in order to grow?
To wrap it up in one word, is automation.
Elaborate, please.
It is hard, but if you automate, it's very fantastic. For every income that we get as young people, I know it is not easy, but automate your incomes and expenses. How? The moment you have a cash inflow, it is imperative that you're sure of what portion goes to what. I personally, I'm struggling with the 60-20-20 ideal model, where for every money that I get, 60% caters for my needs. The needs I mean transport, clothing, food, and all the needs. Then the 20 savings, the 20 entertainment and what I want. Period. You save. The 20% is for investing. If I get 100,000, 20,000 goes to savings and investing. Then the 20, if I want to eat something, I'll go and eat it. If I want to go have fun, I'll go have fun on my 20,000. And then the 60,000, it will go to
Your basic needs.
the basic needs. It's just that simple. And money without principle, you have no money.
True.
If you do not have a principle that governs your money will always just go through you to the next person. It's that simple about finance.
So we have something that is called internship and volunteering. And when we are interning or volunteering, in most cases we do not expect to be paid. And a number of times where people are paid during internship, it's just a small token of appreciation. So what do you advise people about internship?
To begin with, when it comes to internship in the real sense of the word internship, you shouldn't do it for too long. If you are doing an internship for a year plus, you are doing the wrong thing. You are actually either being exploited, or you are comfortable, or you have no goals. Internship is supposed to be very short term. It should be goal oriented. Same applies to volunteering. If you find yourself volunteering for 1 year, 2, 3, 5 years, you're also not volunteering now. You are either a charitable organization as an individual that is offering free services, or that is offering discounted services to wherever you are.
So how do you think, because you've said it should be short time,
Yeah.
so how do you think this short time someone invests in volunteering or internship shapes their career path?
It is very important to volunteer and do internship because of the personal growth that comes along with it. It is the only place that gives you free practical experience. Otherwise, many organizations charge for you to be around them. You're not doing them a favor by bringing your expertise, because after all, many people are applying and are already professional. Some already have the experience and still want to come and offer their expertise.
So a lot of volunteers or interns have a tendency or a mindset that at the end of the day, this organization or company will have to employ them. I don't want to disagree with their mindset. How best can one turn their internship opportunity into a full-time employment job?
That's very easy, and many companies of late have done that. They have taken on their internship students, their volunteers, to be full-time employees. But for you to be able to achieve that, you must have some special qualities. What sets you apart from other internship students? Do you show initiative at your workplace? Do you make any significant contribution? And when you make that significant contribution, do you care enough to see that your contribution is being acknowledged? You know, there is a common tendency of the contribution of the internship students or the volunteers to be taken by the bosses or by the supervisors. So it's very imperative that you make sure that your contribution is being counted on you. And your ability to seek for opportunities before they actually arise is also very important. Make your interests known. Make your bosses know that you appreciate and love the organization, the company that you are at. Otherwise, the average employer will want to work with someone that shows interest in the organization. If you show interest, you take initiative, you are proactive, why not? It's very easy, but as well very hard if you don't put in the work.
Okay, so we hope you put in the work after this conversation, and we hope you apply this knowledge in your life. We have been having this long conversation, and we hope it has been helpful. We hope you choose the career path that you desire. My name is Caroline Bridget, and I am with
Paulo Senyonga.
Till next time, thank you for watching.